Hello to all the hair besties in the land. I'm back with Lena. Yes. Girl, what happened to you?
I don't know.
Somebody's looking a little bit shit. Okay, well, look at this situation with Lena. I'm gonna go around here, and this is a normal case of a moulet. I like to call it moulet because it sounds a lot more friendlier. She has a little breakage, a little damage. Okay, let me put all of her hair through the back. Well, this is about all she has on the ends. It's kind of stringy, and this is normal, especially when you have natural level 1, 2, 3, and you constantly bleach it. And Lena disappear for like, how many? Like, you disappear for 8 months at a time, sometime a year. I mean, hence the Rootagè situation. So guess what, guys? It's another exciting day of paranormal activity with Lena. You guys know her. Are you embarrassed I'm putting you on the spot? You are? You said, oh no.
My hair is really ugly right now.
Are you gonna cry?
No, but I'm really sad.
She's really sad, but it's not my fault. There's a lot of situations. Is it my fault, Lena?
No, definitely not.
Well, can we blame someone?
You can blame me.
Well, we won't go into what happened, but we will try our best to fix it. Most likely we're gonna have to trim her paranormal ends that she has right here. Oh girl, those ends though, but they are blonde at least. So as you take a look here, Lena has a lot of Rootagè happening. So most of you guys know when a client doesn't come back after 8 months or a year, this happens, and it causes banding in a lot of situations. So the way I tackle this is I do my usual outline to define each quadrant, but I'm gonna stay probably an inch off of her Rootagè here, because we know every time we put light on the Rootagè first, it's gonna turn really, really white. So you gotta be really careful. So we're using Mydentity Big 9 with 40 volume. Her hair is gonna need the 40 volume to really lift and accelerate. But you always gotta make sure you keep it off the scalp. And then you'll see here as I turn, okay, I'm going to do it to where it meets that brassy demarcation here. But you got to be really careful because this can completely break off, and we do not want that, because with Lena it happens many times. She can't come back every 6 weeks or 5 weeks. It's just the way it is, but she enjoys being light and blonde and silver type of colors. So this is what comes with it. It's normal. We also added Olaplex into the lightener. Very, very little, because you don't need that much. I do about 1/16th or 1/32 of an ounce, depending on how much I measure. But less is always more. Okay, I'm gonna spin her around here. Okay, so I just got done bleaching Lena's hair. As you can see, it's all in foils, encapsulated to ensure that we get the proper lift. I want you guys to kind of take a close look. You can see here, I'm staying off the Rootagè first. And then what I'm gonna do is probably within the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna go back and hit the Rootagè, okay? So let's peel, see what we have under there. I love peeling. Ooh, she's lifting very, very well. It's important for incubation. It's only been 20 minutes, so she's lifting really, really fast. We do have Olaplex in there, so I feel a lot safer that it's not gonna be damage. Lena, let's talk a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Lena, okay, last time you had an appointment with me, was it a couple months ago, but then you didn't show up to your appointment.
I know, I missed it. I'm sorry.
Should I forgive her, guys? I don't know. I mean, like, I waited like 90 minutes. I was like, where is Lena? Where'd she go? And I called her, you didn't pick up. And then finally, you text me back and go, oh my God, I forgot.
I know, I'm sorry.
But, and she's like, can I reschedule? I was like, well, I don't have anything in my books till like 5 months later. Because I was traveling for hair shows, and you know, it's a lot.
The life of Guy Tang.
Well, no, I just have a bunch of, I also have other clients and also videos and photo shoots and other things I have to do, so I couldn't get her in, so I couldn't get her until now. Hence the Rootagè situation, and she went to the beach, went swimming, do all these things, tie her hair up with a rubber band, do a bunch of things that damage her hair, which caused the end result. And first of all, if you're gonna have bleach in your hair, Lena, you have to know it's delicate and fragile. You have to take care of it. You can't just like rip through it. Like, you know, you have to know that it's like when you have something delicate, you have to take care of it.
Like a baby?
Like a baby, yes. Like you can't swing a baby around because a baby is delicate, right? Yeah. You said I look like Brian Tanaka, Mariah's boyfriend.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think I look like Brian Tanaka? Here's me. Here's Brian Tanaka right here. Let's put his picture right here. Let's see. Do we look alike? We don't know. All right. Okay, first of all, guys, Lena is very shy. Lena's a shy girl, right, Lena?
Yeah.
Are you excited about your new look?
Yeah, I am.
How long have we been together?
For like more than 5 years, I would say.
5 years. See? You're so shy you can't even look at the camera. You don't like the camera, huh?
No.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put the camera in your face. In your face, girl. She's shy, guys. Give her love. All right, guys. It's been 20 minutes. Let's peel everything off and take a look. Oh my gosh. We lifted her level 2 hair to, well, it looks like a level 9 to me. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and hit her Rootagè. And then we're gonna drag it down to some of these other areas I feel that looks a little gold. So let's hit her Rootagè first. All right. So I feel what we're gonna do is hatch the foils back. I like to say hatch it all back. Peel it back, call it whatever you want. But now we're able to go in and hit that Rootagè area. Okay, but you see how using foils to isolate conducts heat so you get even lift without damage and breakage. I feel like you get the breakage just when you kind of slap it all over. We tend to do that sometimes when we get tired, but trust me, if you just take that extra effort and be patient, you get better even lift and the hair looks healthier. Okay, let's peel this piece off down here to see. Oh, look at this, guys. This one lifted to like almost a level 10 right there. So you can see down here, it's just some old color here. So I'm able to drag the lightener down and erase some of these colors. Okay, but we have to hit the Rootagè first. So let's go in, and after I hit the Rootagè, we'll come right back. Hey guys, we are back with Lena! Okay, so we lifted Lena up to a level 10, as you can see, with Mydentity. Big 9, 40 volume. She is now a 10. I did give her a little trimmage because I didn't like the little stringy thingies that she had that she came in with. Okay, but I'm not done. I really want to put more stuff on it. There's a subtle banding. If you look closely, there'll be like a couple yellow situation. Now, it is what it is. I didn't want to go in again and cause any more damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the permanent color Mydentity coloration. And the reason why I'm going to go in permanent, usually I like to use demi when I'm dealing with this type of issue, but I do want to show you guys what the permanent colors look like in Mydentity. The Guy Tang Mydentity colors. I want to use the dark shadow, and I want to use some of the other silver pearl formulation so you guys get to see what it looks like. And because it has ammonia, it has the ability to lift a little bit, so it'll lift out those subtle bands that you probably can't do with a demi. So that's why I'm going to go in with the permanent, relying on the permanent to erase any type of subtle banding that we have right in through here. It's just very, very subtle. Not bad. We got her up to a level 10. That's the most important thing. Her hair has a lot of volume now because after you lift the hair, it just gets a lot lighter and oompier. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so we are back, and I am going to use Dark Shadows with 8SP Mydentity Permanent Color on her Rootagè. So this is what I'm going to do, guys. So this is what the box looks like with the permanent color. Ta-da! Okay, so we're going to have 10SP, 8SP, and then we're going to use Dark Shadows for her Rootagè formulation. Okay, so the boxes look like this, and normally with permanent color in Mydentity, I would use 10 volumes so the dyes can fully oxidize, develop, and mature within the hair, so that way it can fully grow into the dyes that it normally does. But the situation is, Lena, I mean, take a look at her hair here. It's subtly compromised because of her history of paranormal hairtivity situation. I'm going to use 6 volume because I feel like it's going to give me some, how do I say, it's safer for the hair, meaning there's less aggression as well as the gas to drive the dyes in. It gives me more buying time to let the color sit on her scalp longer. Then I'm also going to use Olaplex in it, okay? So I'm going to measure it this way. Okay, I'm going to do 8SP first. I like to measure in grams, guys. So this is 8SP. Okay, so we're gonna squeeze out 3/4 of the tube. Okay, ooh, that sounds beautiful. Okay, we're gonna squeeze out 3/4 of the tube, which ends up making 35 grams. Okay, then we're gonna put that aside. And this is gonna be the Rootagè formulation, okay? Now I'm gonna squeeze out, oh, this is a 10 SP. Let me grab the Dark Shadows, because this is for her Rootagè formula. Okay, so we're gonna squeeze in 1/4 of Dark Shadows, which leads up to 50 grams of coloration. Okay, so now we have 50 grams of color all together, okay? Now we're gonna put them away. I'm going to go in with Mydentity 6-volume developer. Guy Tang Mydentity 6-volume developer, that is. And I'm going to pour in equal parts with the permanent color, which makes it 100 grams. And then I'm going to apply this first. Okay, so that will be her Shadow Rootagè formula. I prefer using a whisk to whisk the color because I feel I get the color thoroughly mixed, especially when you're mixing several shades of color in at once. Okay, so I like to mix the color first. It smells so good with that lavender fragrance in the developer. I love it. Okay, so now that that's mixed, I'm gonna go in and grab my Olaplex. So I'm gonna walk back over here. Okay, I'm gonna grab Olaplex, and this is how much I'm gonna squeeze up. Okay, so that's about how much I use. Then we're going to pour Olaplex in there. Now we need Olaplex because her hair is compromised, okay? Olaplex is going to be our best friend because we need to protect her hair, rebond the hair that has been compromised from lightening and everything. So this is the best thing you can do when using permanent color. Add Olaplex into it when you are putting it over hair that's been pre-lightened. Okay, so next formulation. Okay guys, I'm going to use 8SP, the remainder of this first tube. She has a lot of hair, so I'm probably going to have to squeeze out another tube. So that'll be a tube and 1/4 of another 8SP tube. Look at that guys, 8SP, okay? Silver Pearl at a level 8, permanent. You guys can use this to also lift and control hair as you highlight it with 40 volume, but I'm using it for deposit, so you get that pure silver tone. Look at that. Okay, so that makes 65 grams. Okay, so now I'm gonna put 65 grams of 6 volume into this as well. Okay. 6 volume is dedicated for the demi-permanent developer, so I normally use 10, 20, 30, or 40 volume with the permanent color, but because of this compromising issue, I'm going to go with it this way. Okay, so I'm going to mix this up. So now we're going to mix up or whisk up the 8SP. Generally, sometimes I like to add the Color Max Dual Booster and the Guy Tang Mydentity line just to add a little interest to it. But in this situation, I really want you guys to see the pure tone of how it processed and developed on Lena's pre-lightened hair. Now, she is level 10 in most spots. In some areas, she is level 9-ish. So this will show you guys how the permanent color 8SP will perform on Lena. Don't forget to put Olaplex now. So we're going to go over here. Make sure we squeeze. Oh, girl. Okay. Squeeze about this much. Oh, well, that's a little much. That's a little too much. Okay. I squeeze about that much. There you go. Oh, girl, I'm a mess today. Okay, so there's Olaplex inside the color. I'm going to stir her in. So this will be our second formula in Lena's hair. The next formula is Guy Tang Mydentity 10SP. Take a look at that. Okay, so the tubes are like this. So 10SP, I'm going to squeeze out the full tube because Lena has a lot of hair. Okay, so set your scale. I like to measure in grams. I find that when I measure in grams, I have more accuracy. I used to be a beaker person, and I still am sometimes, depending on the situation. But when I measure everything on the scale, I feel like I get more consistency every time I mix it. Okay, so that's 55 grams of color in the bowl. So I'm going to go in with 6 volume. Okay, and we're going to do another 55 grams of 6 volume. 55 grams. Always measure, guys. Trust me. It makes a huge difference when you color. All right, we're going to whisk her up, and then I'm going to put Olaplex in. I find that it works best when you mix the color and then apply Olaplex into the color. Okay, so I'm going to go in and shadow root Lena with Mydentity, 8SP, and the Dark Shadows formula. Okay, so I like to lay that down first, and that's going to go about 1 inch out from her scalp edge. I mean, from her Rootagè out from her scalp edge here. The Rootagè is her roots, or her regrowth, whatever you guys want to call it. I like to call it Rootagè, because it seems like the world likes to get offended about the word roots. So I was like, you know what, we'll call it Rootagè. Okay, so we put about this much in and far out, and then we're going to blur everything in. And I'm going to do a 4-quadrant kind of retouch situation, and then I'll come back and show you guys how I apply the rest of the colors. So as I apply the first formula down that contains dark shadow, you'll see it act immediately. Don't be scared. Sometimes it looks like a certain color, but you have to let it process for the full 30 minutes, and you'll see that it actually transitions to a very, very beautiful tone. Usually when the color first sits on the hair, it's actually developing and maturing into the color it's going to be. So don't get scared of what you see initially as you lay it down. Just trust the product and let it sit and process the full time. Never rinse it off. So you guys, take a look at her shadow Rootagè right now. When I first applied it, it was like looking scary, like denim blue. But if you actually just let it sit and process, you'll see it start looking kind of charcoaly. So it may appear kind of dark to the eye because it's over pre-lightened hair, and it's like, whoa, this is black and this is blonde. But what happens is when you rinse it out, you'll see that it looks like a really smoky shadow root. So don't judge it while it's sitting on the hair developing. It always looks a lot darker while it's processing, but just trust the process that when you rinse it out after 30 minutes, the color will be very deep and smoky, but will not look black. It only looks black right now because the product is oxidizing, developing over next to blonde hair, so you're seeing the contrast. I know that it gets scary, but you always have to trust and not rinse out the product. I mean, you can see now that it's looking smoky and not blue like it did earlier. Like a Wago is looking like a really light denim blue. See that? When you first apply it, this is what it kind of looks like. And then it turns into that. And it's still not fully developed yet. So after another couple minutes, you'll see it go really smoky. Okay? When looking at these 3 flavors, this is the dark shadow formula that I mixed on the 8SP for the shadow rooting. This is 8SP and this is 10SP. So when you look at it, the 10SP looks a lot darker. This one actually looks a lot lighter. So don't think like, oh, this is the darker one and this is the lighter one. Don't judge it in the bowl. What formula you mix is what it's going to be on the hair. All right, so the reason why I choose to use permanent color or demi-permanent color or semi-permanent color direct dye is because they all have their place. Semi-permanent color to me has larger dye molecules, so the reflection of it looks different. Permanent color or demi-permanent color, it's an oxidative dye, so it forms in the hair, so it creates a different type of reflection. It looks more wearable, softer, usually appear more opaly and smokier in tone, where a direct dye appears a little bit more harsher because the dye molecules are larger. That's why I tend to gravitate towards demi or permanent color to create these type of smoky tones. Alright, so I'm just going to apply all of the 8SP underneath her nape area. So I just formed like a little triangular area isolating out her nape, and we're just going to apply it all the way down. Normally I like to create an ombre, but we're just going to do block coloring, alternate between 8SP, 10SP, 8SP, 10SP. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this aside, okay, just like so, put that away, so I could just apply the 8SP, and then just merge the tones together. Okay, from that dark shadow root, just merge it in so there will be a nice blend. Okay, I'm just going to drag that down. You'll see some of the dark shadows kind of just blurring in and integrating into the mid shaft, which will create a nice ombre rooty feel, blending the tones together. But most of the dyes have already been oxidized and developed into the hair. That's why I like to put the shadow root down first. So what you're getting is mainly the emollient traveling down, but a subtle bit of the first formula kind of pulling through, so you're getting that seamless blend. Okay, so I'm going to drop the next and then pull it down. Again, the color penetrates the hair really, really well. That's why when I formulated the Guy Tang Mydentity color, I wanted the dyes to be able to spread easily, penetrate the strands of the hair more easily, so we don't have to work as hard and push and push and push, and the dyes won't go through. So you'll see how it spreads so well right when I apply it with the brush. As I move it, it just seeps right in. The hair just soaks the dyes right into the hair with minimal effort, versus constantly trying to push and push and push and it won't go in. I won't have that problem using my Guy Tang Mydentity permanent color or demi-permanent color. They both have a great consistency. It also contains the Vibrarich technology, so you're going to get twice the shine. Okay, spread. All right, so now I'm going in and applying level 10 SP Silver Pearl. And as you can see here, I'm just going to show you how it's processing. I'm going in, applying a block coloring pattern of ribbons of color going through. So you're seeing 8SP, 10SP, 8SP, 10SP. I'm taking blocks, and then I'm merging the shadow Rootagè into the color, so there's going to be a seamless blend. So it's not just like a dark root and then the color. I just want to make sure the Rootagè just blurs right into the color, so there's the blend. Now, when you look closely, you can see that she has a couple banding, an even lift right in through here. It's hard to see, but because I use permanent color, the ammonia inside the permanent color allows us to lift past that level 9 stage ever so slightly to reach its potential at a level 10. And that's why I chose to use permanent color over demi sometimes, just to even out bands. My preference is usually choosing demi permanent color, because it's more acidic and healthier for the hair. But at this point, I didn't have a choice. I just want her hair to be a little bit more even and lift, and that's why I opted to use the Guy Tang Mydentity permanent color instead. Now, if I want to blend, I'm using my first formula, which is the one with the dark shadows, and I'm just going to merge and blur the color down. So there's going to be kind of a transition into the color that you're seeing here. Is just gonna fall right into it. Oh my gosh, guys! We're done with Lena's hair! Lena, okay, first of all, Lena's very shy, so give her some love, guys. You're shy, right, Lena?
Yes, very.
I think she looks fantastical. We put in the 8SP, 10SP. I like both of the colors. What I'm the most obsessed with is her Chateau Rootagè. When she bends her head down, you can see that dark shadow formulation with the level 8 Silver Pearl Mydentity permanent color. It's just amazing. The permanent color allows me to lift her hair a little bit more because she still had that little bit of yellow in there. That's why I love to use permanent color. I generally love to go into the demi-permanent in the Mydentity range, but sometimes you have to reach for the permanent when you need the extra push. Lena, I want to know how you feel. Are you surprised with the color?
I love the color. It's so nice.
Like, what do you mean nice?
It's pretty. I've never had it before.
We've never done a color like this, right?
It's different. I love it.
We normally do blonde, right? We've done like everything else, but I think this one, for some reason, your hair just looks more, almost like reflective. Like it has a sheen to it. You know, with the mirror style XHP technology, which stands for extra heat protection, we curl her hair, you know, I believe it was 380-degree temperature, and the color still remains, and that's what I love about it. We get the extra heat protection, because usually with colors like this, it's so delicate, it's prone to fadage, so we get that extra longevity, and with that Vibrarich technology and Mydentity permanent color and demi-permanent color and the direct dye, you're able to have more shine. I mean, like, you can see it. When she moves her hair around, you see that reflection. I want to know what all the hair besties in the land think by leaving comments below. Give Lena some love. I mean, she's not used to being in front of the camera here, but let's come up. Take that spotlight, girl. Lena, yes, own it. Don't be shy. You're always so shy. Just give her love, guys. She was like, I feel so awkward in front of the camera. Like, I don't know. See, not everybody likes the camera, but I forced Lena to be on here because we've been together for 5 years as my client. She's been my client for 5 years, right?
Yes.
But anyway, guys, leave comments below. Tell me what you think. Thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. That's a must, guys. And Facebook as well. Love you guys much. #Mydentity.